smiling is important. Oh my gosh, when I was dancing, my dance teacher was like, smile, smile, And it's almost like smiling isn't always like a natural for people. We were trained to like go to the mirror and practice our smiles. How do you feel about smiling? Smile because smiling takes a lot of energy. And I think people who like smile all the time, they look quite fake. So smiling is important. What comes up for you, Theofanis, when you think about that?
Smiling is has two things for me. One is it makes me feel better, right? It makes me
Right?
feel better. When I smile, my mood is better.
Mm-hmm.
It is Smiling is a signal of openness. I want to approach someone. I think you're good. I think it has this positivity and this as a signal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the one thing. The other thing is, I think the first step to trust is smile.
Yes.
I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
the expression on someone's face tells us whether we should be scared, we should keep our distance, should we approach,
Right?
should we? And that expression and of course, I'm getting away from the expressionless face. I'm taking the two sides of it, the other two extremes.
Right.
So smiling to someone walking down the street. I'm staying here in a condo, right? And I get into the elevator every time on the 16th floor. Nobody ever smiles. Like hello, like this, a simple hello. They
Right?
don't even say hello.
They don't probably
And
do
I'm
eye
really,
contact either.
huh?
No, no
No
eye
eye
contact.
contact either. Exactly. No eye contact either.
Yeah.
Exactly.
First place
And
to
I'm
start. Get
stunned.
some eye contact going. Then you can smile, and then you might get a smile back.
Exactly. And I'm amazed at that because in general, the Philippines, where I'm right now, are joyful people. And in the city, they smile a lot in the city. And here, of course, the majority is foreigners, it's not
Oh
locals, the
yeah.
majority. But
Yep.
there is this, let's say, eyes, not even eyes, as you said, they don't even look at you.
Yeah.
So smiling is important because creates bridges between us, a
Yeah.
feeling of safety and feeling of warmth.
Right. Yeah, I grew
Um,
up in Minnesota, and that's like almost you put on a face, so it's almost a little bit fakey. And then on the East Coast, it was like no smile. And and I remember going to get a bagel. I was moving to Connecticut, and I'm standing in line, and it was my turn, and I just started to open my mouth to say what I wanted. It was like, come on, what do you want? And it's like, oh my goodness, it was just super instant culture shock. And yet like the New Yorkers, they have like huge hearts, and as we saw through like 9/11, but it just doesn't always come off that way. So that was like whoa. So I hear you, especially with the foreigners. For you.
and it's a very cultural thing. I think there is a tendency to say like, the people around me are dangerous, basically. When you don't smile to people, you're afraid to smile. Being afraid to smile, that you might be just as weakness,
Yeah,
having weakness.
imposter
But
syndrome too.
right.
Yeah.
Or this big thing, I mean, to smile at a child, for a man especially, smile at small children, that it may be misunderstood, right?
These
And
days, yeah.
misinterpreted.
Yep.
It may be risky actually to do such a thing.
Yeah.
So it shows the closed pathways of communication and sharing when smile is not there.
Right. And so many
Immediately,
kids are trained, on the computer and, their iPads, and they're not used to smiling, and they're told not to talk to strangers. And yeah, it's really sad. It's nice when people can go to places that feel safer, like a safer community for some, churches or whatever. Yeah. And love each other. Like, what comes up for you? I mean, I feel like a smile is a way of sharing love. And so when I'm out, getting eye contact is the first thing I do. Like, I see you, and then I smile. And if I get a smile back, I might say something, a compliment or whatever, just strike up a little back and forth conversation. And maybe the next time I see somebody, it will be an instant conversation. You don't have to go through get the eye contact, do the smile. So yeah, that's, to me, that's so much about relationship marketing, which has nothing to do with selling and everything to do with building relationships.
Why do we live in large communities? I mean, why are so many million people in New York, right? Why are they all so close? There's something we like about other people. I must stand about what Elon Musk said one day about his son. He has a son that is anyway, has a special understanding of life. And he asked his father, he said, that's his story. It's not, he said, why are we going to eat outside? We have food at home. Why are we doing that? I don't know what Musk, he answered some things. The guy his son was not happy with the answer. It didn't satisfy him. After 2-3 times of going out to eat, and to his amazement, why we're doing this, one day finally he turned and said, we go and eat outside. Now I know why. Because we like to eat with foreigners, with people we don't know. And I was stunned when I heard that. Basically, I was stunned.
Yeah.
Because it means we want to be, that's so true. I mean, I don't want to go to a restaurant where I know all the people, all my classmates are there. I want to go to a restaurant basically where I know nobody.
Right.
And,
well, we're definitely herd animals.
And so apparently we are there because we want to love each other. We feel some warmth. I mean, with strangers especially, we feel some warmth. We want to be with them. So a smile is our largest communication with a stranger that's sitting in the next table, right? It's not sitting in our table. So love each other. Smile is loving each other. It's building. It's the block of building that loving each other that apparently we need so much.
Yeah. And love is definitely part of life. Love is life. Right? We get life from the loving. Like, who can't love a baby, right? Your heart about explodes, and if you get a chance to hold the baby, oh my gosh, the energy of new life is fascinating. You just feel it throughout your entire body. Yeah. And then life is love. So how do you see that? Love is life, life is love.
Exactly this. Tell me, if I get born today and die, let's say, I'd be optimistic, 99 years later. And I never loved to this all these years, never loved anything. I like things to do and I don't like things to do. And I do some successfully and some not. And I make my choices that way and I walk through life. Wow, scary. That to me sounds scary. I don't think that's the purpose. I think love is the purpose of life, which means I make wrong decisions because love guides. I make right decisions because love guides me. But love makes it my journey to be here. And that's why you said, right? That's why we love children. That's why children are also so adorable, because that's the path of life.
Yeah. And you said wrong decision, and it's like, in whose opinion? Right? Who's deciding?
In the opinion of those that is not in love.
Yeah.
I mean, there is this, objective. You open a marketing textbook, there are rules, right? Rules of how to do business.
Right.
They're written by logic, not by love.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've seen, let's say, even in the business sector, very often things that I would recommend as being very, very wrong and very, very inappropriate, being
Yeah.
exceptionally successful. And primarily they're exceptionally successful because there is a lot of love involved. Therefore, there is a lot of uh, quality and value produced out of things we don't expect them to produce.
Mhm.
So loving something a lot, loving the way you do things, loving what you are, loving it has a huge impact even at the business level.
Yeah, and it's about staying authentic to yourself. And when you do that, that changes everything, that draws in your people, if you will. So it's huge. Thank you, Theofanis. This has been a great conversation.